Welcome. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. And I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in to try to figure out some more about these dogs. And something I want to talk about today is a comment that I've been getting since day one that I've ever been doing anything talking about these dogs. And that's a comment that I believe is what's getting a lot of people into problems with their dogs. And that comment is it's always said in different ways, but basically I'll just generalize every single one into Mark, why is your dog still on a leash? Why you still got leashes on your dogs? Why don't you just like let them be free and let them go and do whatever they want whenever they want? And it's a comment that I believe is what is stumbling most people because you want to like get it away so quick before the dog and even your own self is ready for it. You're trying to like figure out how can I just make this disappear because that's what's like shown everywhere. All the dog trainers are like, look, my dog's off leash, even though it's got an e-collar on. It's not considered off leash if it's got a collar on it. That's still like it's still controlled, it's still contained. But that's like everyone's like in 2 days and 5 minutes your dog's going to be off leash running, and that's where I believe that most people y'all struggling right now. Because the reality of it is, you don't want to have your dog off leash in 5 minutes. You want to teach your dog as long as mainly for you, with the dog, but mainly for you to be able to start to get a sense of confidence and reliability with what your dog is doing. If we try to rush it, now we're going to start to get all sporadic and erratic, and our emotions are going to change of like, what's going on? If you're not ready and there's a dog coming up to yours, like me walking out here, there's the dog that just ran up to my dogs, and let's just say they met halfway, and because mine always stop. But if I see the dogs off leash, I'm like, go ahead. I don't care. I'm happy with seeing off leash dogs. It doesn't scare me. But that's because I have a lot of experience with my dog being on leash, being able to remove my dog from the scenario, seeing my dog be able to be calm, seeing how I can assess the situation and what's going on, and realize like we're fine here. So now today, when that happens, I've been able to realize myself, everything's fine, everything's okay. And that's what most of us are struggling with right now because we're trying to get our dogs, we're trying to like fast it. Stop trying to fast track things and just understand that some stuff in life takes time. And that once some stuff in life is animals, is human beings, is stuff like that. It takes time to be able to get it to be really, 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 really nice. Something that you can just depend upon and just have very minimal ways of error, minimal things that are going to mess up, minimal times that it's just like, this is out of control, this is out of hand, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go. So I just would suggest as many people possible, don't listen to what your neighbor has to say, or your mom or dad, or your spouse, or your siblings, or anyone that say, oh, that dog should, I would, if I was my dog, it would have been off leash. No, it wouldn't. Because as much as I would constantly keep getting all sort of, I just put it like that, critics in the comment section of what it is that I do, none of them still have a single video of proof of saying what it is that they do. They just be talking, man, talking, but not a single video of proof of what's actually going on. And I'm here to show, like, I want to say real world results of what everybody's able to do. And certain things that I could say I know how to do faster, but who cares if I can do it with the dog? That's meaningless to anyone else on this planet. That makes me look good. Like I can work all these dogs, I can have all these dogs off leash, running and playing and doing. Great, that's awesome. But what does that do to help you out? And what I'm talking about, what I'm doing is to make sure that I can help more people out. Not just two people that are just I'm just dialing in. That's all that it is. But the main thing is that I keep the leash on the dog so that I can start to become comfortable. I can get confident. And then the dog also understands what the boundaries are here. We don't live in a world that is just free. As much as I say I give my dogs freedom, that does not mean that they are free to do whatever they want, when they want, how they want. There's boundaries, there's limitations, there are rules, there's all these things upon everything that's going on. And the best way to be able to teach that to your dog is with this leash. It's the person that said, I'm going to put dog on leash to keep it with me. That person's a genius. The same thing we did with horses. We got the halter leaders and we got them, put them on the horse. We're like, oh, that'll be able to get the horse to be able to, I can communicate with it. But the main thing is we don't need to communicate in a way of trying to like tell the dog no or trying to do anything to the dog, but just to have the dog around. So the dog will then want to start listening to what we have to say. And you don't want to fast that. You want to take as long as absolute possible in reality of having your dog calm while you're calm. And the more and more that you do that, the more and more that you're going to be able to dance around this world with having pretty much no issues at all. Because you're going to be doing what you're doing and the dog is just going to be there with you. Now, but when you're trying to fast it and you're trying to listen to what someone else has to say and watch these videos of these trainers that talk about, oh, I get my dog to loose leash walk like instantly, it just takes a second. You start to get in yours like, well, what am I lacking at? What is wrong with me? And or what is wrong with my dog? My dog's not like that dog, so what's going on here? And that's not real. That's not real at all. Because even like right here where I am not for this is just what it is. This specific location. There's other locations I'll let this dude be free because I'm remote. This location, I'm only a mile and a half, maybe a little less than that, out from the trailhead. So anyone could be able to be around here. So it'd be irresponsible of me to just allow my dogs to just be able to run around, even though there could be someone walking up the trail right there. Very irresponsible. And this isn't my world. And not everybody is cool with dogs. And not everybody is cool with, especially a dog that looks, everybody still, they see both of these dogs, they see them together, they kind of like, well, what the heck's going on? But they especially see this dog. They just, that nervousness comes into them. They're just like, oh my goodness, I have to as well make sure that everyone else is safe. Everyone else feels secure. This isn't just mine to do what I want. That's why most of the cases when I'm out in public, like a place like this, again, I'll let my dogs off leash on the trails when I'm away. Because I don't care how great and how reliable a recall is on them, it just scares other people. And I'm not in the business to frighten people just for my own pleasure. And there's a lot of people out here that are just, they're all about that. They like to show that off. But that's not at all of what majority of us are. We're not like these showboats trying to be in public and look at my dog. I've got a big aggressive dog off leash and walking around all these people. I'm not that way. I'm like, hey, look at my cool looking dog. It's on leash. You feel safe and confident. You feel secure. My dog's looking good. It's walking with me. And we're all good here. There's no tension going on. And that's what the reality is, people. That's what I want to be able to bring back to what everyone is just getting confused with, is reality. Reality is you want to spend and go to as many places as possible with your dog on leash with you. I mean, as much as absolute possible. You want to take your dog on leash as many places as possible that you can get to, that you can just even afford to, you can do. That's how you're going to be able to get the dog to be the nice dog that you're looking for. You get up, put dog on leash, and let's go make something happen. Put dog on leash, and let's go and let's just sit out here, for instance. Even if no one comes, I'll just sit out here and just relax. It's a real nice breeze. It's a nice looking scenery. You can see the boats going and doing what they're doing. Everyone out there making it happen. It's a pleasant thing to do. And when I'm just here pleasant, what do you think my dogs also are? Here pleasant, having a good time. Because what is a dog? For the most part, there's some dogs that don't really like to be around people, but I don't see those. I see dogs that want to be with us. They want to do stuff with us. They want to just chill and hang out with us. They want to run with us. They want to play with us. They want to do things with us. So if you're sitting out here just, something that I do, I listen to a book. I can't do the reading thing. I don't know how to read. Thankfully, technology has gotten to the point that I can educate myself today without having to read. I can listen. I can just listen to a book, just hang out here, just relax, get some information. I could even just watch a video and just sit here and just be here. And the dogs are going to settle and settle and settle and settle and settle down. Because there's many of videos of me just doing what I'm doing with these dogs, and you can see that they're more going. So when it was just him, he's always been, not always, but this past year, he's been good. But as soon as I added this dog, he started like doing the extra. And day after week after month, I could just be in places and I could just be calm. And if I can get my dogs to be calm and hang out here, I'm pretty sure, which I've already done and tested and proven, that I could take them somewhere else, such as a busier place with people and kids and everything, and I still get the same results. Because to me, still, at the end of the day, having the dogs in the wild, in the wilderness, is the highest level of distraction than taking them to some cafe. Because you're sitting on concrete, you got nothing. Everything out here is to stimulate the dogs. Everything. There's squirrels, there's snakes, there's rabbits, there's deer, there's everything that dogs crave. The one thing in a restaurant that a dog craves is food. So you got one basic competing thing that the dog is like, it wants like crazy. But out here, you've got so much. So if you can get your dog to relax in so much, you can get your dog to relax on, you get a snack after we're done eating. And even with that, you start that at the house. You keep your dog on the leash while you're eating to make sure that your dog isn't hounding all on you. And then when you're done eating, this is just how I get my dogs to get them to stop eating, wanting to hound me for my food. I give them a snack when I'm done eating. I say, hey, good job for standing there being pretty. Here you go. You can have a little treat now. And then they eat the food, and then everything's okay. Because even out here, she's looking at what was that? A little a dragonfly. She's looking at everything. There's everything out here. This is where the drive in this dog is intense. She literally goes for insects. She goes for little beetles. She goes for everything. She just will focus in on anything that's moving. That's that prey. Anything. And if she can learn how to just be able to chill with all of it out here, man, taking this dog anywhere today, she's going to be just looking exactly like how she is. She's going to have a little like, ooh, what is that? And then just be able to snap out of it so quick because she's not like just in this rampage going. So my recommendation is people just stop worrying about, I got to get the leash off the dog, and worry more about put the leash on and go places with the dog. Do stuff with the dog. Get your dog to jump over stuff and walk over stuff and walk around and do stuff and lay down and sit down and stand still and go places and just have the dog on the leash. Don't think that you're an inadequate dog owner because you got the dog on the leash. Just stop caring. This is the thing that where I know for a fact that I get a lot of success with pretty much across the board stuff that I do. because I don't care what nobody thinks, man. I just do it. And someone says to me, "Oh, that looks bad." I'm like, "Okay, well, cool, buddy. That's awesome. That's your interpretation." But still, for me, I kind of want to I want to see what you're doing to be able to give me a better idea of what does look better, what is better. For me, I like to be able to see my dogs chill, not stressed because they have to stay with me. They have to maintain the heel. They got the ears back, they got the heads down. They're just walking in agony just to be with me. I want my dogs to enjoy being with me. And that's a big difference that I'm going to say is what I'm constantly watching over and over and over. I'm trying to stop watching dog training videos, but I just can't stop it, man, because I can just keep seeing the same stuff. And I just like, I'm tired of seeing these dogs so stressed out to just go for a walk and stand in the place that I am right now. Nervous that, oh my goodness, if I mess up, something's gonna happen. I'm just getting sick of it. I want dogs to just be able to chill. I want to be able to be here. I want to be able to guide, gently just say, hey, you know what? You're a little bit too far. I want to be able to just gently pull her back. Because like she sniffs, when she does the air sniffing, that's food. So she's looking for food right now. And just, you sit and study your dogs and you see what they sniff and see where they take you on that sniff. You can figure out what's going on with them. That's all that we got to do to figure our dogs out. And then we start to get better. I want to just be here and nothing be hostile. Of like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And the dog's like getting scared, getting nervous, getting a little shy over what's going on. I want my dog to look exactly like that at me. Like, hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? And that comes by just keeping the dog on a leash and taking the dog places. Stop worrying about the dog that has to be free and run. That's the only way to have that nice dog. Because in reality, most of what we can do to actually get the drives out of this dog, you keep a leash on a dog. You got a flirt pole, you keep a 20-foot long line on that dog. And some of these things, because like this harness is pretty neat because it actually has like clips on the bottom. So you can clip a long line on the bottom of it so it won't get tangled up in their feet, so it doesn't have to hang from the top. There's all this stuff out here that you do not need the dog to be like off to do what it is that you want. Because the more that you spend time with the dog on the leash, the better of the bond that you're going to build, the better the communication that you're going to have. But instead, if you're just quick to just let them off and let them run, you're going to notice that things with on leash are going to start getting worse and worse, faster and faster, as opposed to just keep them on leash. And you're going to notice things start to get better and better, and your off leash experiences will get better and better. And that's something that's one thing that I will say in the dog training school that I know for 100% fact today, which is what I experienced with. The dog doesn't need experience being off leash to be a good dog off leash. The dog needs more experience of being on leash and being able to basically do what they're doing, being on that loose leash, hanging out with you, and that's going to make a premium off leash dog. The dog doesn't need practice being off leash to be a good off leash dog. The dog needs the most amount of training and exercise and doing stuff on leash to be able to understand what it is that we're looking for. And that's what we should spend primarily most of our time on. Not sitting here worrying about, oh my goodness, I got to do this to be, no, just chill and hang out with your dogs. That's what's going to get your dogs to calm down. And again, it's not like I'm not working this dog, 80 hours a week or anything. I just take her out for walks each day. We spend, nowadays it's less and less because it's hot. I can't push them. I'm going to go straight up. I can't push myself that hard. It's hot out. When it's hot out, it's just overwhelming. So nowadays we spend, like today, we're walking a mile and a half back, 3 miles. They dip in the water already. We'll walk back, dip in the water, and go back home. And that's it. And that's an hour max that I'm going to be out here. And then at the house, she just sleeps all day. He just sleeps all day. And we just hang out all day. It's not like I'm spending 50 hours a day with these dang dogs. I just spend the time I spend with them, and I focus on them when I'm spending my time with them. And I'm looking and studying every little thing that's going on with her. I could know the difference between all the ways that she's sniffing and she's smelling. I know all the different ways that her ears go up. Because I watch the ears go up and I'm like, okay, where are we going? What are we doing? And then I see what she gets into. I see this nose get going, like, okay, what are you sniffing to? Let's go get it. And I see what she's sniffing on. And I see the sniffing of this and what she's doing. And I go and I take her to it and I'm like, okay, that's what you're looking for. 2 or 3 times of that, you're pretty much like, oh, that's what she's looking for when she does that. That's what's going on. And that's all that you need to really do is just hang out with the dog. So right here, she's sniffing for food because I know there's actually she's on top of it. She's just not a great sniff and search dog. That dog will find anything. This dog, she's looking for there's a wrapper right here. Something like a granola bar or something. And she's like sniffing and looking for it. I don't even need to look at her anymore to know what she's looking for. I could tell the behavior of how she's acting. And when she's doing something that I say like, I don't really want that right now. It doesn't need to come down to no and snap that dog or do anything to that dog because that's going to scare the dog. And then the dog's going to be nervous like, what the heck is going on? We just guide the dog away and we just stand there and just hang out. Because for me, in most cases, I don't really really like the whole getting far away from it. I like to just stand in it more. Well, when you're on leash, it's easy to do that. When you're off leash, it, it's hard to get your dog not to do something and not to get into something that you're not looking for him to do when the dog is off leash. You got no hands on, you got no nothing. And the only way in reality that you're going to be able to get that dog out is through some sort of pressure. Negative pressure, all kinds of negative pressure. All trying to throw, shut, please get this treat, please get, or you're trying to use a leash, or you're trying to yell at them, trying to do something, and it's going to be a negative to the dog. And that's why, like right here, she's stuck in something. There's something over there that she's like, that smells amazing, buddy. And I'm just gonna stand here. So she's putting tension on my collar, and I'm just gonna stand here. And I'm just gonna stand here, and I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. She's gonna get through it. She's gonna get past it. I'm not gonna do anything extra. I'm gonna allow her to be able to get through this, get past this, and it gets faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. This is why you spend as much possible time with your dog just hanging out with the dog on leash. So here, she's just gonna pull in it. So here, I'm gonna guide her out of that and say, actually, I don't want that right now, because she's going deep with the nose. She's going real deep, and I'm saying, I don't want you smelling on that. And I'm just pulling her out of it. I'm not yanking her. I'm not screaming at her. I'm not trying to, please look at this cookie instead of looking at that cookie. We're just competing. We're going backwards in the competition with that, going that route. And you just want to be able to be with them, to just show them, like, this is what I want again. So if she goes back into, oh my goodness, there's something to smell there, I'll just pull her away. And I'm just gonna still stand right here. Still stand right here. I'm not gonna try to remove myself from it, because that's not really gonna help anything. I'm just gonna stand right here. Because if I was off leash, yeah, I gotta get out of here to get her to follow me, to move away so that we can figure it out. And then in reality, we didn't really learn much in that case. But when you just stand and have the dog on the leash with you, the dog is learning so much of what it is that you're looking for from them to do. And don't worry, because this is the biggest thing, because everyone's got something to say, but they got nothing to show that they've actually been able to do. Everyone's got something to say. Everyone out here on the world. Even the person, this is the most wildest thing. And why, personally, me, I just don't go to dog parks, because I like to talk to people here and there. And I just can't talk to most people at the stuff around here, because everyone's a dog trainer there. But yet all their dogs are not able to do what they're trying to explain someone else to be able to get their dogs to do. That's where I'm just like, this don't make no sense to me. I don't even want to show my face, because I don't want the hostile. I don't know what it is, but people nowadays, when your stuff looks pretty good, people just start to get envious and start to get jealous, and that's not a good thing to be around. Envious and jealous people. It just will destroy a human. Even if you're not like in that with them, it could just bring you down, because you could just see all the damage that's out there that's going around. And for me, I don't want to really listen to someone at the end of the day that's not able to do what it is that I'm looking for. And that's what's kind of confusing about a lot of dog training stuff. These people have huge followings, and everyone's watching them, talking about how great they are, and they got their dogs, and they're still having to give them reminders of corrections every 15 seconds, treats every 5 seconds, to take them places 5 years later. That's not what everybody is looking for. Some people, a slim bit, but the majority of all of us, we want to be able to just hang out with the dogs and go place with the dogs. I want to be able to simply put whatever leash on the dog, whatever collar on the dog, and be able to take the dog somewhere and not have to worry and be on edge with the dog. That's what people are looking for. But that's what I was looking for, and I wasn't getting by watching the majority of the trainers that I was watching. I wasn't getting that. And the more that I just literally would just go back to the basics and slow down. Put leash on dog and just hang out. Put leash on dog and allow the dog to be able to get through all this. So here, she's back in. She smells that again. And each time it'll get less and less and easier and easier and easier. It's still there, whatever it is. There's some charcoal right here. But this is one thing I can't stand about human beings sometimes. Clean your mess up, people. Someone left a whole trash bag of empty beers at the water spot over there, and rib bones and all kinds of stuff all out there. Clean your trash up, people. This world isn't yours. Let's keep it pretty and clean for everyone, not just one. You just destroy stuff so you can just move on whatever, I don't care. Please clean your stuff up. It is it's disgusting, man. But that's the person right there that would leave all their trash behind, that would say to someone else how to clean something up. That's what we're doing in dog training in reality. We're listening to someone who has nothing of what it is that you're looking for to try to help you get what you're looking for, but yet you're both looking for different stuff. And again, anyone want to understand what I'm looking for with dog is to do what I'm doing right now. Have my dog and have it and take it places and have it just be able to hang out. I don't have to get hostile with her. I don't have to give her no treats to get her to do anything. I don't have to break out for a toy play session every 2 seconds. I don't have to do anything but just hang out and be with the dog. That's what I was looking for. And that's what I didn't get going to the dog training school. I didn't get that. I got regiments. I'd have to tell her to down right now for her to even consider to stay here. And then once I would say free, the dog's like looking for a reward, going crazy, like going ballistic, like just on a rampage. And I'm like, that doesn't work if I'm going to take her to the store with me. I need her to just be calm the whole time. I need to get out of the car calm, go to the store calm, and get back home and get into the house all calm the whole way. I don't need this like this explosion of like we got to play and do. It's just not realistic for real world living. For TV shows, yes, that's great because we're doing a scene for 5 minutes and then we move on. That's why for me, I just would want more people to just understand. You're gonna get people on the outside that are gonna look at you and just got all kinds of stuff to say. Yeah, it's got nothing to do with me even making videos and putting it for the world to see. I'm exposing myself for people to just laugh at me and talk down about me and tell me what I'm doing is no good. I'm exposing myself all the way out. But most of y'all are not doing that. You're just walking your dog where you are. But you got people where you're taking your dog walking that are looking at you and thinking and saying, if that was mine, you should this and you should that, and you should be like this and you should be like that. That you're listening to this and you're getting this feedback. All done, Ophi. We're not playing right now. See, she's like, I'm gonna go in that play session right now, and she's gonna try to engage him. And I say, we're not doing nothing. We're not doing anything. And that's this right here is just this is so easy to do, but it's hard to do because you think that you're not doing enough by just hanging out with the dogs. Because that's what dog training is going to say is why your dog is trash because you're not doing enough with it. And I'm going to simply say you're probably doing too much. That's why the dogs are getting worse and worse and worse, as opposed to things getting better. She got it in her that standing here for this long is, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes is like, I don't know. She's like looking for that base reward. So if I would break her now to get that reward, it's just going to keep getting faster and faster and faster that I would have to do that. More and more and more treats that I have to keep on going. More and more pets and praise to get her to be able to hang out, as opposed to it getting longer and longer and longer. That's just what keeps going down that I personally keep on seeing with people. And the thing is, we need to do what we need to do with our dogs and stop worrying about what that person's got to say. Because so many people say that to me as if it's like a discredit me to make me seem like I don't know what I'm doing, I'm worthless. I still have a dog on leash, so I clearly don't know how to work with dogs. And it's just something that is just, it's confusing to me. But me, I understand it. I just read too much and pay too much attention to human behavior. But it comes from a place of envy and jealousy. It doesn't come from a good place. If someone's saying to you, like every time I see someone out here with their dog that's barking at mine like crazy sometimes, if they happen to be, sometimes it's just sticky. We come up on each other too quick. We don't have enough space to be able to see each other, so they can't get no space. And the dog's flipping out. And I'm just like, calm down. It's okay. You're doing good. You're doing good. And you could just see them. I could see the other person. I could see their body like, thank you. And the dog just, I don't know why, but the dog like, it's like, oh, we're good. We're good. And it just helps everyone out. But that's not what's going on in this world. Your dog is flipping out and everyone's looking at you like, oh, I would have fixed that by now. I don't know why you're still dealing with that. What are you doing with that? But yet their dog is a mess. Their dog is chaos and just absolute disaster. That's what I want all of us to just understand. You're doing the best that you can. If you're doing something. Now, if you just lock the dog in the closet, I don't know if people do that or not, but I just imagine some people probably do. Literally, lock the dog in the closet. Don't even take it out. Don't even take it out for a potty break. Don't even entertain it. Feed it once a week. You need to do more than that. You need to, I don't like put it like that, but you need some charges put on you. That's animal abuse at that moment. But that's not what most every one of us are doing. We're doing like, in reality, too much. That's why I want to tell some people to dial it down some. Just put the dog on the leash and take the dog places and do stuff with the dog. And you're going to watch how your dog's going to get better. And stop worrying about the outside, the pressure of these people that are all like, that dog's no good. That dog this, that dog that. There's always going to be that. Always going to be that. Even like as simple as it is nowadays, oh my goodness. If you simply have your dog outside, you're going to get hate because most people can't even take their dogs outside anymore. So if your dog is pulling, your dog is sniffing, your dog is doing stuff, just know that you're doing way better than majority of people right now because they're not even capable of taking a dog even outside, period. So you're already going to get judged. You're already going to have envy. You're already going to have jealous people looking at you because you're like, wow, you're actually taking your dog around the block. Because all your households, the numbers of the dogs don't lie. When we say how many dogs, I forget what the household numbers are, but there are so many houses there's a lot of dogs, like just state here in the United States of America. There's a lot of dogs here. We have a lot of pet dogs in homes. But do any of y'all in y'all neighborhood just say if 1 out of 5 houses, I know the number is a lot higher than that. I think it's like 3 out of 5 households. It's a pretty high number. Have dogs. Do you see any of these dogs? Do you guys like ever bump into them at the parks when you're going for walks, seeing all these? Do you see all these dogs? No, all these dogs are locked up, hidden behind closed doors. So for you to just simply have your dog out, that's a statement to get someone else to just like, I hate you. Why are you able to do that? And then they got of course, all kinds of stuff to say to you. But then you just got to stop and think like, what's up with their stuff, man? What's up with their stuff? That's why for me, I couldn't do videos with my dogs at first at all. As much as I kind of want to talk, I started off videos talking about dogs. I couldn't because my stuff was a mess, man. Straight up, my stuff was a mess. My dogs was running the food. My dogs were just crazy. They were wild. They was jumping on everything. They was barking at everything. They was this guy here barking at everything, going crazy. This is the first place I ever took him because this place is a more remote, knowing that not too many people come on this trail out here. But this dude was just absolutely insane out here. My stuff was a mess, and I'm going to come here and try to explain to you because of the stuff I learned in dog school on how to be able to have a nice dog when my stuff is an absolute mess. That was for me that I'm just like, I'm not that. I'm not about that. The techniques may work in theory, but the techniques weren't working in real world application. All I was having was a suppressed dog, a dog that was like shut down, head down, ears pinned back. The more and more pressure I had to put on this dog to get him to like be like okay out here on these walks. And I was just, I'm not about that life. I'm about the life of just being able to calmly hang out, calmly relax, calmly be, and be able to go places and do stuff with my dogs. At this moment today, I could hook both these dogs up. I can go anywhere. And I've been testing this. I don't just say it just because. I take them places and do stuff with them to see like what's going on. And that's the one thing that I'm gonna say I noticed. The better I get them out here, the more I can get them to just be like this out here, the more they do this at the grocery store, at the department store, going for walks around busy cars and everything going crazy. The easier it is for them to look like this all the time with me. And what I do with these dogs is, again, nothing but hook the leash on the dog and take the dog places and hang out with the dog. I'll just stand here, right here, and hang out here. Granted, standing in one place is kind of complicated. So I always be walking around and moving a little bit, but I just be in this vicinity right here for 35 minutes today and go home. And I'm gonna watch day after day after day. My dog starts to just get better and better and better. There's so much, so many noises, so everything, so many noises. And if you don't have a wooded area, then you're gonna go to the place that you are primarily at all the time. For me, I would just say I know how to fast track things by putting them in this to be able to get them better in the city faster. But if you don't have that said luxury because of where you live, man, I suggest you move for one. You need to get out in the woods, man. Living in life out here, this is living. That's my recommendation. I used to live in smaller, where I grew up, there was like no farms for at least an hour out. They were far away. So we didn't have anything like this where I grew up, and I'm not trying to be this is peace and joy. But if you don't have that, then you're gonna go to your apartment complex. You're gonna go downstairs. You're gonna go and hang out. Have the dog with you and hang out. Sit down, hang out. Walk over there, hang out. Just chill and be in your environment that you want to be in, and just be there. And just do that day after day after day after day after day. Your dog starts to get excited looking at something. You're not going to give them no treats. You're not giving them no pets. You're not giving them no verbal communication. You're not doing no nothing. You're just going to allow them to get through it. Every single day, you're going to get a little bit better every single day. Keep the dog on the leash and just do what you do, knowing that this is your stuff. Don't worry about what someone else has to say. This is what stops and messes so many of us up because of how many times that I keep getting that same comment. Over and over and over. Man, at least a dozen times by now. Your dog's still on leash. Why your dog on leash? Why my dog is on leash? Because I want to show my dog what I want for the next 15 years. I don't want to fast track it so that I'm always in this complicated rat race for the next 15 years. I want to set a solid foundation. There's boundaries here. There's boundaries on this planet. There's boundaries. It's not free for all to do what they want. They have freedom because of the boundaries that are put in place. And the only boundary that I really care for is the leash. That's all that I need to do. If I don't want the dog on the counter in the house, I put the dog on the leash and I keep the dog away from the counter when the dog wants to get on the counter. If I don't want the dog on the couch, I put the leash on and I just keep pulling back if they try to jump on the couch. A couple of days of that, the dog just stops doing it. A couple of days of that, they just completely relax down. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to give them no treats for anything. I don't need to trickaroo nothing. I could just simply do that. That's the boundary in place of saying that you can't do that. You can't do that. And one thing to do with a lot of dogs inside of your house is you're eating. Your dog is hounding on you. You don't want your dog hounding on you. You put the leash on the dog. You back tie the dog somewhere in the other side of the room, and you eat your food. Eat your food. Your dog's going to try to get to you. It's going to try to get to you day after day after day after day after day. I mean, some of y'all eating like 3 or 4 times a day. You get this done in not even 2 or 3 days. You get like 20 different chances at this. And day after day after day, the dog's going to calm down, all on its own. It doesn't need any input from you. It'll do it all on its own. And then you can be able to move forward with life. The leash is a powerful thing for the dogs. And the more that you keep it on them, the longer you keep it on them, the better and better in reality your dog is going to get. It does not need off-leash experience to be a good off-leash dog. It needs on-leash experience to be the best off-leash dog. And that's something that is getting confusing nowadays with a lot of people. Because the more your dog is off-leash too far away from you that you can't communicate, do anything to, the more you're messing up. The more you're going into disrespect because you have to do something hostile in reality to be able to figure out how to get that dog back. As opposed to just having the dog here and understanding, okay, it's too excited right there. Let me get a little bit of space so that I can allow my dog to be able to process this right now. I got to process it. I got to be able to get it to get through. And that's what's going on here. There's something right there. I don't know. I think I was going to stand over there, but there's something right there that just got her to like get that nose going like, I want something over there. So I'm just going to stay here until she got through it. She looked at it like, what, 3 times? 2 times real good. She was like, man, one time she was pulling into it like, I want to go get it. And we're just going to stay here and just get past it. She'll get past it. And stuff works so much faster today. Day one, heck no, we would have been in this for a while, but I would have had to put a little bit of distance behind it. But day one, it takes more. But later on, it gets faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And that's all because of just hanging out with the dog on a leash. Just please, just don't listen to what anyone's got to say. Because I know I'm not the only person. People like will verbally put it out there to me. But still, they won't show me what it is that they actually have that's actually any better or any value, I would say. They just got something to say like, that's no good and that's not right. But they got nothing to show. Thank you. Working these dogs is a very big eye-opener to me with what I've been realizing, the differences of how to work with them. When I give her what she really likes to do, which is run the trail, chase, and get stuff off the path. I let her do it, and she'll hang out like this with me pretty much all dang day. I let this boy sniff and do what he's got to do, and this dude is weird because he'll do what he's doing right now, like all day, without me even giving him a sniff, just because he's been able to have that sniff and do what he do for years at this point. So he'll stay with me for days. I don't even need to run him to be able to get him to look like this. That we just hang out. I could get him right out of his kennel. He likes to run. I let him run when he gets out, get a pee out. But he runs for a moment, then I can get him to stop, and I can bring him in and just say, okay, let's go do something right away. I don't have to do anything to get him to be chill, and day after day. But this dog here, I gotta run her every day. Still, we're not there yet. I mean, she's young. She's a little bit. She's 13 months. I had to look up the numbers again. She's young, so I gotta give her that outlet still. So I give her that outlet at least bare minimum 3 days a week. And she just looks like this the remainder of the time that we're not doing that work. She looks like this most all day. This is why I don't have to worry about crating the dog, because in the house, she looks like this. And if she gets up and she moves, she literally gets up to like, oh, I'll go lay in the bed now. Oh, okay, I'll go back on the couch now. And then I got her little dog bed. She's like, I'll lay on that bed now. And that's just all she does. She just goes and she finds a place and she just lays down and hangs out. And that's why I don't need to worry. But that's because I've been able to give her what it is that she wants, what she's looking for, her desires, which is that run and that chase. Each of our dogs, we got to figure that out. We got to figure out what it is that our dogs really, really enjoy. And then you're going to be able to have a smooth, easy level of success in the future. You good, guys? You good? Smooth, easy success, and everything just starts to become easy. I didn't get there with my shepherd by just using pressure. I got there by just, in reality, relaxing with the dude and just being with him and hanging out with him. And I would just go to places like this and just sit down and hang out with him. And I'm just like, why is this dog getting better by me doing nothing with him, but just being with him? And that's the beauty behind what I'm going to say is having a really nice dog, is to actually just expose your dog in places and just do stuff with them. Just have them here, have them with you. That's something that a lot of us are lacking, because day one, we get the dog and it's like, oh, Frank's going crazy. And you're like, oh, nope, can't do that. Or I got to start putting pressure on the dog because the dog is all excited. The dog is excited because it's never been able to do that before. So then we just go ahead and slow the dogs down and put them in that environment so that they can just be able to chill and stop and hang out. Just relax. Day after day after day, they'll relax. And then now we can be able to do things much, much easier. It's so simple, and it goes against what a lot of y'all are doing, because we're being told something that is straight up just a lie, how to have a nice dog, because there's more money in getting your dog to know how to loosely walk, because you need to learn the technique of the prong collar or the e-collar or the treat method or any of that. That stuff, that's good money. It's real good money. But it's not actually giving people the results that you're looking for. I want results, man. This results for me. When I could do this, and again, I don't like to say it like this because someone tries to challenge me, I just kind of ignore it. Like I don't play little games like that. But I could be challenged with any of mine at this moment today, because this is the one that I've been working on. That I was like, she's not there yet, but she's getting so much more there today that I can take my dogs anywhere and do anything with them, and I can be able to have a good, clear communication with them, and everything's going to be fine. Because even like right there, you see he got a little like, what's going on? Because there's a guy walking past right there. But is he like, I'm going to go? No, we're chill. There's no threat. There's no problem. There's no nothing. And that's just in the nature of the dog to be suspicious of like, something's coming by, man. Something's coming. Something's right there. And the dude was just staring at me, crazy too. He's like, something's there. And that's just who he is. And I have 100% confidence that I could take my dogs anywhere and expose them to anything, because that's what I've been doing this whole time, over and over and over. And that came from me doing what I'm talking about every single day, taking the dog places and doing stuff with them, and just hanging out with the dogs. It seriously works. Day one, dogs going crazy, yeah. But you got to just keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. Stop with the no, stop that, and just chill. Stop trying to get the brains out of it. She's looking at what is a jet ski run by. She's like, ooh, jet ski. I mean, anything gets this dog triggered to like go stare and go get in it. Bugs, a jet ski, bikes, cars, anything gets this girl to like, it goes fast and she's like, where is it? Where is it? Where's it at? And she's dealing with it all on her own. I don't need to do anything. And I, it don't make no sense to me still, but it just works.